Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another brand new Let's Play. And yes, I know I'm already doing one Crash game, but hey, you know what? Why not do another Crash game alongside it? And of course, out of all the Crash games I could possibly ever do, why not just do Crash Purple? Because, fuck it, right? I guess, I don't know. We finally hit, technically, Let's Play number 100, which was, of course, Crash Huge Adventure, which, unfortunately, we got to a point where, like, we couldn't beat a level, which was in World 4, 4-1, basically level 16 or whatever. And, yeah, so I'm going to go back through, and I'm going to either play my other copy of Huge Adventure, which I bought, which that's a fun story to talk about in a minute, which actually relates to this game, too. But before that, so yeah, that whole thing was like, oh, let's, I'll go do, I'll go back, try to beat those levels, try to 100% all the things that we 100% before, and do all that fun stuff. So, why does, of all things, what does Crash Huge Adventure and Crash Purple have in common that relate to not really a Let's Play, but, more particularly, what does it matter in this context? Well, the thing is, or why do I have two copies of Huge Adventure? I should answer that question. I have two copies of Huge Adventure because when I was going to buy a copy of Crash Purple, I was trying to buy the Crash Purple Spiral Orange Super Pack, correct? It is called, of course, I fucked up. It is called, of course, the Crash Purple and Spiral Orange Super Pack. Right? Do I have to do these? Maybe. Fuck it. Whatever. Okay, fine. So, when I went to buy it, they accidentally gave me the other Crash and Spyro Super Pack, which happened to be none other than Crash in, Crash Huge Adventure alongside Spyro Season of Ice. And I thought, like, fuck it. I don't have a copy of Season of Ice anymore, so I guess I'll just take this. And if I ever need another copy of Huge Adventure, I'll take that and use that. So the thing is, what I could do is, if things are really rough with this level, I could just go back and play on the Super Pack version of the game and see if that might work. Because unfortunately, that got all fucked up. I'm not saying that the Let's Play is over with. I'm just saying that as of right now, because the game wants to be kind of fucky with me, I'm going to have to probably take, like, a small smidge of a break co-op wise. And, why not, just because we're doing it, or I'm doing it, just for the hell of it, why not do some Crash games? I was planning, of course, on doing Bulletstorm today, but that didn't happen because I'm lazy as fuck, so that happens. I didn't really want to record. I wanted to do other stuff, but I ended up saying, screw it, fine, I guess I'll just go ahead and do Crash Purple then. And, yeah, so what exactly is Crash Purple? I should probably explain that. For those that might not be aware of what the hell this game even is supposed to be, and what the fuck is Spyro Orange. Crash Purple, Ripto's Rampage, is a Game Boy Advance game released back in, who the hell knows, probably like 2003, maybe, I don't know. It came around after, I want to say, probably after Huge Adventure, if not after Entranced. Or Entranced, because, this is clearly the same sprites as the Game Boy game that, we were definitely playing on our channel and what have you, so there's obviously a lot of similarities to the two games. And Crash Purple, for all it's worth, is technically a platformer, albeit a little bit not exactly a full-on platformer. It is instead more so a quote-unquote mini-game platformer. And it's not really a bad one, exactly. I mean, I don't know. It's alright. It's just more like I said, it's more so like a mini-game compilation of things. You pretty much go through these levels. Think Crash Bash, right? Think Crash Bash, but in all technicality, probably worse. Don't get me wrong, I like Crash Purple to an extent, right? I don't mind it. I think it has some good qualities to it. It just has some really bad qualities. I played Crash Purple when I was a kid, and thought it was alright, and that was about it. Let me just write that down. Just send us to the next section, which should give us more access to different levels and minigames. But yeah, this is basically, for what it's worth, a platformer combined with the idea of being minigames. And I guess you could say it's kind of like Crash Tag Team Tag Team Racing, right? Where it's like, oh, it's in all technicality, it's a platformer, but at the same time, oh, there's Blinks from Spyro, Hero's Tale, so this came after Hero's Tale then. So, yeah, like, it's a platformer, but, you know, you can race in tag team, right? Like, that's kind of the idea. This game's basically like that, and honestly, like I said before, I don't really think this game is really that bad. It has a lot of unique minigames. A lot of them aren't really too terrible. Now, on the offhand, though, the other game in question, the one known as Spyro Oarnge, was a sort of like collaborative thing with this game. I think they were made by the same companies, I think. Spyro Oarnge, Cortex's Conspiracy, is essentially the same thing as Crash Purple, but with a twist of, you know, being Spyro. Like, you collect gems instead of Wumpa, you collect who the fuck knows what. I forgot exactly what Spyro Oarnge collects for his little minigames, but still, for the most part, they're about the same. The main difference is the fact that the minigames are different and the levels are different. The minigames in Spyro Oarnge are considerably, in my opinion, a lot worse, because even though Spyro is a platformer at heart, for some who knows what fucking reason, they decided to make Spyro like more, well, I mean, they decided to take out a lot of the platforming bits of it, which, to be fair, like, Spyro is a 3D platformer, whereas Crash can work better as a 2D platformer, let's be honest. Alright, this one's pretty easy. All you gotta do is just mash A bunch. And yes, these ones do get harder as you go on. But these are fun. I honestly don't really mind. I really don't really personally mind Crash Purple. It's just Spyro Oarnge was kind of a little wacky. A lot of Spyro Orange's minigames are very top-down type things because, again, because Spyro was a 3D platformer, it's probably kind of hard to introduce that. Like, yes, you probably could have made it a 2D platform, which, in all technicality, when you're running around the area, yes, it is, for what it's worth, that. But, you know, regardless, things happen, and, well, here we are. The other thing about Crash Purple is that there are, you know, collectible boxes and what have you. You do get gems and you do get crystals. And as far as I remember, you only really technically need crystals to continue on through the game, much like a normal Crash game. But, I mean, I'll find out one way or another whether or not that's true. As far as I'm aware, that is the case, but I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly what gems are used for, but they're here. My plan is, if I'm able to, or if I feel like it, I'm going to try to not 100% the game, which that's something I don't really want to do anyway. 100% by the merits of collecting all the trading cards, because as you've probably noticed, the whole weightlifting card thing, right? So, exactly what is that? Well, what does that card even do? That is a trading card, and the word trading card should probably strike fear in anybody that has any sort of normal sense of sanity left in their brain. So basically, because of what, you know, Pokemon and all of that sort of did back then, Crash Purple and Spyro Oarnge took it upon themselves to do the exact same thing that every other Game Boy game or every other co-op type game with a different color scheme at the time would do. And they would make a trading system between Game Boy games. Now, granted, my brother had Spyro Oarnge and I had Crash Purple. We didn't really do a lot because he didn't really play the game that much. But either way, you know, I at least played it and beat it. I didn't really trade much because I just didn't care. I didn't care to get all the things. I will, however, try my best to get all the gems and the crystals, but because I think you at least need all the crystals for the most part, so I should at least do that. And yeah, the whole trading thing is what I think kind of sucks and takes out a lot of the... I mean, it's fun, but it's not really reasonable to really want 100%. And also, these minigames, these helicopter minigames, I fucking hate these chopper ones. I hate them so much. I'm also playing on a Retron console, so I could, in all theory, just, you know, save state the game and go with that. But I'm going to try my best to just try to beat these the best I can. If save states need to happen, then I'll make them happen. So the whole point of this little minigame is to make sure that these guys don't fall down and, you know, fly into your area and kill you or kill your chopper. And yes, it's fucking obnoxious. This is probably one of the worst minigames. Like, you think Crash Bash, like, you think, oh, like, that's hard and annoying. Which, yes, it is. In all technicality, Crash Bash is probably one of the more harder and much more obnoxious games to play out of the Crash minigame series. Which, in my opinion, is fair. I do think Crash Bash is a lot more annoying and harder than this game. However, of course, there are minigames in this game in particular that are going to be a fucking wrecking ball of shit. And most of them are not like that. A lot of them are kind of relatively pretty basic, straightforward. And honestly, not gonna lie, sometimes a little fun, let's be honest. But yeah, this is your entire platforming section. Also, this is Moneybags! Yay, Moneybags! I forget who it was in Spyro Orange, but I think it's just Moneybags still. But here is where you can trade cards and technically buy cards. So, real quick, I guess I'll just buy a few cards. I'll just buy one for now and show that off real quick, I guess. Oh yeah, you have to go into the tent to look at your actual trading cards you have. Now, basically, you just click on it. It has a value to it. There you go. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, it's fun in the idea that, like, oh, I can collect all these different cards because there's, like, a bunch of different Crash cards. You know, you have, like, your green cards that are, like, a little bit more low, but a bit more commons. You got your mediums, you know. You got your harder value ones, which these ones typically come with the game no matter what. And, yeah, then you have, of course, the Spyro cards, which is an entire palette of other cards. Now, because I don't have 2 Game Boys, and I don't really have a Game Boy Trader anyway, it's going to be hard for me to really realistically be able to purchase all this stuff. So, something else that's not fun about this game is these things right here. These things will change whenever you come back between your stuff, obviously. So, bear that in mind. That's going to be fucking obnoxious, doing that. So, I do not plan on collecting everything. I will, however, try my best to do it every once in a while, I guess, just for the hell of it, because it's fun collecting cards. Right, it is fun collecting cards, of course, but the only problem is when you're collecting cards, you know, shit like this can happen where you just end up losing out on Wumpa Fruit, which you're going to need to access different levels, and that's really obnoxious. Now, speaking of Spyro Orange, do I have any plans on potentially playing Spyro Orange? Not necessarily. I would like to get my hands on Spyro Orange, because, in all fairness, I may not like it as much as I do like Crash Purple, but it's okay. All right, it's a okay game at best. It could be worse. Could be better. Also, yes, sometimes they hide cards within levels. That is the thing. Yeah, all that being said, like, yeah, you know, it's fine. I could at one point, but the plan right now is just probably not. Looks like we have one more level to go. Thank goodness I have 25, and it's probably going to give me a crystal and a gem, so perfect. Crashing down the river. Oh, fuck me. Okay, cool. So these ones are alright. You basically just gotta, you know, drive through a river, and typically, obviously collect Wumpa Fruit, but on top of that, watch out for these things, watch out for mines, and you can travel back and forth between the different little areas. So this is quite nice. Also, I just want to point this out that even though I hit my 100th Let's Play, that does not technically mean I've hit my 100th finished Let's Play, right? I'm just now on the 100th one I've done so far. And on top of that, it's just kind of funny that, of all things, the 100th Let's Play ended up being Crash of just in general. Like, I mean, granted, it probably would have been better if it was Huge Adventure. Not Huge Adventure. If it was a Insane Trilogy, or at least maybe like a replay of the older games. But I just find it kind of interesting that the first game I technically played, as far as I'm aware, was, in all fairness, a Crash game. Like Crash 1. Fuck this. I mean, you guys can kind of read it a little bit. There you go. So basically, all I gotta do is just throw Molotovs at the other side, at the other opponent, and try not to break or have your shit be broken. And yes, you can repair if your thing is broken, and the whole point of this is to trip and, you know, knock off your opponent. You gotta, like, trick him into falling, basically, and there you go. Which, if I remember correctly, was a battle multiplayer thing that you could technically do between games, I think. Where you can link up and then do it that way. Which, again, I don't have a link thing at all, so whatever. One of the dumbest fucking thumbnails. Alright, Crash, let's go. I've always wanted to see a combination of Crash and Spyro, but not like this. I have always dreamed of having Crash and Spyro have, like, a, you know, a collabed platformer game together, but unfortunately we never had that happen. The closest we've had happen was, of course, CTR in this. CTR being obviously I'm talking about Nitro Fueled, which was a good game. Very good game. It had a lot of very good characters. Oh, these. Oh, fucking dear lord. If anything of, gaming-wise has ever given me any trouble, I would say it's probably these types of minigames. Because trying to get the gems of these suck dick. If you miss a box, you're better off just dying. There's no checkpoints, you just have to die. And you're basically kind of fucked, so. All you gotta do with these minigames is just hold A to rise. I missed a fucking box, see? That's what I'm talking about. It's really obnoxious. So all you gotta do is just, tap A to kind of float a little bit within the air, and then, of course, hold it down to kind of, let yourself go a little higher, and then let go of it just to kind of dip. However, if you do let go, do be fair warned that it's harder to push yourself up than it is harder to fall down. The game makes it to where falling down is just a lot easier to do, and they probably do that on purpose. In all honesty, even though Crash Purple is what it is, and a lot of people don't tend to like Crash Purple, even though I think it's just kind of pretty alright for what it's worth. Oh, thank God I got that. I would have died there, actually. Even though I think it's alright, and if you find it for, like, relatively cheap price, then sure, it's worth it. I think it actually, when I originally got it, I think it came with its own little case, unless I bought that myself. I probably ended up actually getting, like, a small little... I had, like, a little Game Boy case thing. Like, not a full-on, like, put your Game Boy in it, but more so like a Game Boy game case. Like, the small little cases, and I still have, like, a couple of them floating around. And I actually have, weirdly enough, like a DS, like a little DS thing that can carry like 2 DS games at once. And I keep all my Game Boy games inside my DS case, as in like my actual case that I had that kept my Game Boy inside, or my DS inside with all my DS games. And that's where I keep my DS and my Game Boy games. I keep them kind of separate from each other, of course. God, I hate these minigames. They suck. They suck so much dick. Yeah, already into World 2. That's actually pretty good. That's really good shit. Also, I think if you do die in a level, I believe you keep your Wumpa Fruits. I don't know. Also, different tents should have, like, a little different minigames and possibly different things. Alright, so let's just go ahead and roll for purple. But, hey, these are good minigames to play because you can get Wumpa Fruit back. So if you happen to fuck up, whatever you're fucking up, then in all technicality, you could theoretically get your Wumpa Fruit back and then some. But, of course, different card means different stuff. So, Scuba Crash card. Woo, oh boy. I'm so glad I got that card. Okay, you can't knock away Wumpa. I was wondering about that. Yeah, now that I'm playing this, it's like, this just opened an entire barrel of stuff. I actually like these minigames, personally, the ones where you have to run around. I don't know why they give you colored pants. I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know why they ever did that in the first place. It makes no sense. But, hey, I'll take it. It's fine. It's no big deal. And boom. Done it. GG's. Yeah, usually box challenges only give you gems. And then, of course, regular minigames that just don't happen to have boxes in them will give you crystals. That's how that whole thing kind of works. It all works pretty well for what it's worth, to be honest. I mean, the game really functionally isn't terrible. And I was going to say that, I was going to talk about that too earlier, is like, this game is far from bad, Yeah, I had a little bit of a reputation with it back then, I used to think like, oh, it's just kind of whatever. But as I've gotten older, I've tended to kind of be able to appreciate the game just a bit more and say, you know what, this game's fine. I mean, it's got flaws, but in all honesty, out of both of Crash Purple and Spiral Orange combined, Spiral got hit the hardest with, like, the non-creative side of things, I mean, if you like Spiral Orange, that's fine. That's great. Because, it's nice to be able to like a game and be able to say, I like that game even though everybody else hates it, because that just proves that, you enjoy what you enjoy, right? There should be nothing inherently wrong with liking Spiral Orange. So, don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't. Same thing with Crash Purple. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this probably came as a surprise to a lot of people. They're like, what the fuck? You're doing like an entire, like, huge, like, Crash marathon all of a sudden? Alongside possibly a Metroid marathon with your, like, co-op side of things. Because the plan is, for Metroid at the very least, to possibly do more than just the one Metroid game. But we'll see. Other marathons I got going on are the Souls series. At some point I would like to do Sekiro, but I don't know when I might start that. I wouldn't mind doing a bit more Castlevania games too while I'm at it. I'm just kind of in the air of like, let's just do it. Like, let's get these projects over with. Let's get these game things over with. And, just have some fun, do some Let's Plays for a bit, and just knock out as much as I can. Within reason, of course. Don't go overboard. And don't, kill yourself with a YouTube bug like I normally do. Yeah, I mentioned a Crash Marathon, and you're probably wondering, like, I don't see a Crash Marathon anywhere. I mean, yeah, you're doing a huge adventure, but you're not doing anything else. Like, I don't see anything else. Granted, most of the Crash games I want to do, I would like to do them co-op, so I can't exactly do them fully just yet. However, there is another Crash game in my boot that I wouldn't mind playing, possibly even today, alongside me doing Crash Purple. So, Crash Purple. Hold on, I'm trying to concentrate, make sure I don't accidentally miss. Yeah, you gotta be careful with your dash jump here, because you could accidentally, over jump something, and that could fuck everything up. Typically, I like to hold down B, and then when I jump, I let go of it. And there we go. Good. Alright, cool. Awesome. So, if it wasn't obvious enough, because of the name, Ripto's Rampage, who the hell is going to be the final boss of this game? Well, it's none other than Ripto himself. Yes, Ripto from Spyro 2, who unfortunately is a relatively forgotten character, kind of, although not really. I mean, yes and no. I feel like, to an extent, kind of is. I wonder if that blew up the crate. You're really gonna make me wait that entire time for that shit? Like, seriously? I was gonna say, you probably should make up for it. Because, did we get all? No, we missed it. Because of that goddamn stupid fucking box. Oh yeah, if you take too much time, they slam you with a grandfather clock. Yeah, somehow that crate right there does not blow up alongside anything else. Also, do I plan on doing Crash 4 in the future? I mean, maybe. I don't know. It would be nice, of course, but it's not really much of a planned thing, because I always kind of forget it even exists. Not that it's bad, it's just I tend to forget about it even being a thing, to be fair. Alright, cool. Got the time trial box gem. Hooray! And then we gotta just jump back. And yes, of course, you saw earlier that dying does end up fucking everything up. So, don't die in the outside world because you'll lose some Wumpa fruit. There's a card down there. I just saw it. I don't know what it was, but oh well. Again, I'm not going for all the cards. I'm just specifically trying to just go through the game. So this will not be a technical 100%. But I will probably note, however, I got all the collectibles, except for, of course, I should say it's going to be, like, possibly main collectibles, so, crystals and gems. That's the plan. However, even that could probably, folly eventually, too, because once we get to, like, the harder levels, like, potentially Bats in the Belfry, which I remember that one being hard, but nowadays, I don't know. It might not even be that hard. Who knows? Blizzard Ball. Here we go. All right, so basically, remember that thing from back then? Crash Bash? Yeah, well, this is that. It's pretty much just, knock these guys down and shoot the ball back at them and kill them that way. It is a multi-round thing, unfortunately, and try not to let any balls kind of, fall within your thing because you'll lose out on one of them. And I think if you lose out on all of your balls, then you're fucked. And yes, these little creatures are, basically Rhinox or Riptox or whichever one it was, I forget. I mean, well, you have Ripto, so I would assume it's probably Riptox, right? I still, to this day, don't know the difference between Rhinox and Riptox. So, I would assume most likely it's because if Ripto's in control of whatever's going on, it's most likely his shit, right? Because Spyro had, at least as far as I know, technically 3 Game Boy games, not counting Spyro Orange, which I guess you could, actually, we'll count it. Spyro had technically 4 Game Boy games, as far as I'm aware, being, of course, Spyro Orange, and then, Season of Ice, Season of Fire, which I never got to play Season of Fire. I did own Season of Ice, and I still do now. Not my original copy, but, I had a copy when I was a kid, sold it like a dumbass, and, well, there you go. Rest is history. Got that super pack with Crash and Spyro, and, well, what do you know? Ended up getting the wrong pack, but came with Season of Ice, so that's pretty cool. I don't have it by itself, but that's fine. I still get to play the game in some way, shape, or form. And that's another game that I've thought about doing in the past, but who knows. I have so many, like, different Spyros I would like to do, but, you know, it's just a matter of doing them. Also, yes, Aku will point you in the direction of where characters are. Or not characters, but, he'll point you in the direction of where things are at. Cool, we got a gem card. Hooray. Now, in all technicality, would you count the trading cards as a technical 100%? Like, would you say that, oh, well, in order to theoretically 100% the game, you would have to collect every single card? Should that technically count? Because you have to trade all those cards. You'd have to get all the cards in Spyro, which means you'd have to spend time collecting a butt-fuck ton of gems in order to buy all the fucking moneybags card shit that he does. I like these minigames. These ones are actually pretty fun. Not gonna lie. I like the ones where you get control of your vehicle and not just being stuck, you know, having to auto-scroll and dash through shit and all that. It's also a good thing that I'm the one doing this Let's Play by myself and not having somebody else here with me, because I'm afraid that if I did, they would probably just die, hate the game a lot, and just say it's shit. Which, in all fairness, I think this game doesn't deserve too much shit. I think it's relatively pretty fun. I forgot about the fucking torpedoes. I forgot about them. Yes, dying does waste Wooper Fruit, so I wonder if possibly we waste all the Wooper Fruit we collected, because I'm pretty sure it just wastes only, like, maybe, like, 10, possibly. So I'm not really sure. Another game that I would like to actually have, even though now that I remembered, like, I didn't really care for it that... I liked it a lot back when I was a kid, but, you know, when you're a kid, you kind of tend to... Fucking seriously? Okay, so it does get rid of all your Wooper Fruit. Okay, nice. What kind of bullshit is that? Like, I thought the torpedo would be, like, on the left side, not just go where I'm at. That's dumb. Whatever. And, you know, why not just avoid this nitro crate? Well, I mean, yeah, I could do that. I just need to do that. But, yeah, so there was the Lego Star Wars game on Game Boy. I think it was probably, like, the first... I think I might have had probably Lego Star Wars 1 and 2, possibly. This was before I actually even owned Lego Star Wars, just in general, which I do now. But I used to rent Lego Star Wars 2 on GameCube, like, a lot. And I liked them enough to... I bought them on Game Boy, because, you know, that's what you do, right? You're like, oh, well, I like this console game. I'm going to go buy it on a console that it doesn't really exist, or it technically exists on, but it's not actually the same game as the other game in question. So I bought that, and I did back then enjoy Lego Star Wars on Game Boy. However, looking back on it now, it's like, I'm surprised I did. They are relatively pretty rough, to be fair. Rough in terms of, like, an actual Game Boy game. I don't know what it was, but I just personally didn't really care for it very much when I played it again, which was, you know, via other ways. I don't have it. So, the sheep minigames are relatively pretty easy. Just don't overshoot yourself when it comes to, like, movement, and you'll be fine. Make sure that you hit the black sheep, because they are the fastest of the sheep, and they will pretty much just run straight to the nitro crates if you have too many on screen, and they blow you up. And of course, the white sheep themselves, which, you know, these are sheeps from Spyro, which is pretty cool. Nice little mix of, like, being able to mix Spyro, even though we're technically playing a Crash game. It's just kind of a neat aesthetic. But yeah, the white ones will, you know, stop every once in a while to eat, and they make for an easy target. There's just, you know, a horde of them. It's just mainly, like, you know, you gotta watch out for the black sheep in order to evade most of the damage you could probably take. I want to head back to the beginning of the level real quick. Even though I think I have all the crystals and gems right now, I still want to kind of head back just for the sake of looking up something real fast, because I thought I might have seen... Yes, right here. Okay, that's what I thought. I will try my best to get all the cards in the levels, but then again, I don't know where they're all at, and I have a... I mean, you know, it's not potentially too hard, I guess, to find out. But still, I wouldn't mind getting at least possibly all the main collectibles that you can get without getting all the cards to buy them. And maybe at the end of the game, if I have enough Wooper Fruit, I'll probably just buy as many cards as I possibly can and see if I can actually just get them. And the thing is, I think the best way to get a good amount of cards probably is from the first Moneybags world, like the one where we went to actually buy them and what have you. All right, tiny takeover. So this is gonna be a tank mission, and all you gotta do, realistically is just wait for him to, you know, turn down his shield, shoot him when his shield is down, and there you go. Oh yeah, I forgot they did that shit. The problem with this minigame is it's relatively difficult, especially for, I would assume, a kid to possibly do. Mainly because of the fact that, like, you have to kind of, like, aim and shoot and move at the same time. Which makes it clearly much harder. Of course, you can also use Reflect, and that's it. That was fucking dog shit. I mean, in all actuality, I mean, come on, man. Like, that was certainly something that just was kind of just there. Ugh. Nina! This is my daughter, niece. You're looking quite sexy today, Nina. On to the Fire Mountains. We're 2 worlds down out of, like, I think 5. That's damn good progress. Yeah, this game used to be a lot harder back then. Beats the fuck out of me. I mean, I was young. I was a dumb kid. It is what it is. Also, yes, Spyro is not here. He just kind of fucks off and does his own thing, of course. Alright, into the Fire Jungle. So, yeah. Again, I know I've mentioned this before, but this is, unironically, a relatively pretty fun game whenever things kind of work. Not going to lie. I think it's quite fun. And I'm pretty sure there's at least maybe 5, possibly even 6 worlds. So, as far as I'm aware, there was only just the 5. Yeah, the reason why I hate these minigames for is because of the movement. The bloody fucking tank controls! The bloody fucking tank controls, mate! They fucking suck dick! Like, yeah, I get it, you know, whatever, but it's mostly like having to move and then stop and then shoot. That's what I think kind of bugs me. And the whole, like, reflector thing. I've gotten so tired of playing the Sly Cooper Bentley hacking made games that I basically pretty much at this point just hate anything with a stop and shoot motion. You know, I've gotten so fucking tired of playing that shit. And also, these are mazes, so you kind of have to find your way around. And since we're in World 3, they should, in all theory, be a lot harder to get through. Also, even though these worlds are relatively short, I will probably do the same normal length of Let's Play that I normally do, which is just 30 or 45 minutes. So I hope you guys don't mind that too much. I'm pretty sure nobody probably does. But, you know, I just want to say that, like, it's nice to be able to do it at a longer length because then I can get more stuff done out of it. And I can just have more time to kind of just talk and do whatever. Because you guys know, if you're, you know, fans of my channel, you most likely know that I tend to have rants and raves and tangents. Of course, talking tangents again. You know, always going on about them tangents. And sometimes it takes me more than 30 minutes to get done with what the fuck I'm trying to say. So, you know, in all fairness, I think it's probably deserved that I do that. I also find it funny that of all things, out of everything that I could possibly play on this channel, or just any channel in general, it tends to be, like, the easier games to play, to talk with, are just, like, Crash for me. I don't know what it is. I have a much better time playing Crash and talking at the same time. Like, I'm so relatively decent at doing that for a Let's Player, which, I mean, that's a good thing to have. So if you ever think about becoming a Let's Player, go find a game that you know for a fact that you can talk through without having too much trouble, and just do that. I don't think there's any nitros around here, so I'm pretty sure those last 8 were probably missing, or most likely probably hidden between the lava and what have you. So, gotta take our shot here. Yeah, these are not too bad. I would assume most likely this game's probably a lot harder if you were a kid. Because, you know, when you're young and dumb like I was, it's just like, oh, well, you know, okay, yeah, that's right, there is no blowy-uppy nitro crate thingy. No nitro crate button to blow up nitro crates. I could have sworn there's a way to aim up, like tiny, but I might just be misremembering things again. Having a Mandela effect on Crash Purple here. Please tell me that. Oh, okay, well, we know where the other boxes are. I see one on the other side. It's just a matter of hitting this one, first of all. Which, again, shouldn't be too hard. It's just getting that last one there. But if I can just I can't. I have to go completely around. This is fucking dumb, but it is what it is. I wonder if we can finish World 3 within, like, this however long thing. If I'm in a minigame, then I will finish it in that video. That's kind of the idea. Unless I just lose and I'm like, I'm tired of this shit. Which can happen, of course. Aha. Got them all. Nice. I wish you could just do what you do in Spyro and just hit, you know, start, exit level, and you're good to go, but you can't. It's kind of lame. Kind of lame like that, don't you think? Okay. Out we go. And that's the first of these missions. I just realized. But I think that takes care of everything back there, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat the world in this episode. Also, for those who are wondering, will I ever do Intrance? Again, just to kind of throw it out there, I would like to do it. However, if I'm going to do it, I would like to do it probably possibly co-op. So that way, someone else can fucking play the game for me and I don't have to do shit. No, it's more so like, I think if we're already doing Huge Adventure, which me and my friend, you know, we kind of grew up. Well, I mean, I grew up playing Huge Adventure, right? And then at one point, I decided to say, fuck it, let's just do like a Let's Play of it together on like an older channel, which was Level Gaming. And then eventually, for some reason, it just kind of clicked. It just kind of clicked in my brain that like this is right here, like a co-op game for me. You know, like I could, not this game in particular, but just Huge Adventure. You know, like that's just a nice, decent co-op game to play. Like if I play it without David, it just feel kind of weird on my channel because I feel like I'm kind of, you know, not really ripping him off, but just more so not inviting him to something that would make sense for him to be invited to. As for Crash Purple, it's anybody's game, and let's be honest, ain't no one gonna want to be here for Crash Purple. I mean, I'm not saying that they probably wouldn't like it, but as far as I'm aware, my brother was probably like the only one who potentially played it. I don't think my friend ever played Crash Purple. I would take a wild guess and say he probably most likely didn't. Yeah, what's funny is like when it comes to co-op stuff, like even like Donkey Kong Country is more of like a me and my brother play type thing. However, even though I did a co-op Let's Play with my friend instead of my brother for it, like I'm still willing enough to probably, you know, go back and maybe even redo it again and do like a different co-op thing for it, just for the fuck of it, because why not? Like, you know, you could always do multiple co-ops of it. It's not a big deal. I'll just have to, you know, name it something particular so that way people know what the hell's going on and why there's so many of these damn co-op things happening. Okay, I'm glad I made it out of there alive because that would have sucked. Come on. Yeah, these missions, these mini-games are not too bad. I keep calling them mini-games, but in all technicality, they're levels, I guess. Give or take. They mostly act like levels. Some of them act more like mini-games, to be fair, but a lot of them tend to kind of act like just actual Spyro levels, which is nice. Crash, not Spyro. No, Spyro has levels, but, you know, they do kind of feel like Spyro-ish, but not fully. I think there's even, like, Agent Bird missions, too, and it's like, oh, God. I am probably one of the few people that I feel like doesn't like Sergeant Bird, sorry. I keep getting all the names mixed up. Showing my age here, aren't I? There we go! Level number 2. Holy hell. We might not be able to finish this entire world within this video, but hey. We're making some damn good progress, and I'll probably end up just, you know, recording another session anyway, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, I know how these work, Aku. I know exactly how these work. Yes, you can blow that up and just be fine. One thing I can tell you, one good piece of advice I can tell you is don't worry about, like, the time limit. It's not a big deal. Also, I missed Crunch in World 2. We might have to go back and find him, because I could have sworn that he exists in every world. Because Moneybags sure does. You know what? Fuck it. Just because. Let's go see what he's got. Oh, a spin the wheel one. Hooray! My favorite. We're gonna get purple. We're gonna get our money back. I think. Yeah, it's like 20 to spin, so it's 20 to spin to win. I mean, I don't know if there's any other. I don't know if there's any other levels in there. I mean, maybe. There probably was. I think I just kind of dicked around and wasn't paying attention. Fuck. Doesn't even matter, because you get an Aku every time anyway. And as far as I'm aware, Aku does not... I see a Moneybags tent. Aku doesn't technically change... not change. Oh, wait, you can get Spyro cards. But here's the problem, though. You can get some Spyro cards, but you can't get all of them. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, okay. So you can't get Spyros, but you can't get every single one of them. So how fucking lame is that? Because you have to trade for the... You have to trade for the actual good cards. You gotta trade for the higher tier cards. Or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. There are very specific cards that cannot be obtained. So in all technicality, you could theoretically 100% the game without trading, you know, everything. However, of course, some of those require trading. Also, the color of... I forgot to mention this, but the color of the umbrellas does matter because it does signify what type it's going to be, if it's going to fall down fast. Hanging on top of here, like I'm doing, like on the very top, works well for like the ones that shoot back at you. And if they have a shield, then it's relatively lenient, but you have to shoot the umbrella to knock it down. And I missed one. And we're fucked. So, yeah, that happens. You gotta be careful. But I like to hang up near the top just because, like, you know, they fall and you have time. You can kill the ones that shoot because they typically shoot above you. And yes, you can hold A. I don't know why I'm not. It just feels better if I just tapped it. At least that's what I was telling myself. And you probably no doubt noticed, but I'm not, like, the best at this. And make sure you definitely want to hit the green ones, because those ones are dangerous. Those ones will tend to be the ones that will probably end up killing you more than not. All right, so we're back on track with gems and crystals. We got both of them going. That's pretty good. Also, you don't have to do all the crunch missions. They're only mainly for getting cards. But there should be, I think, a crunch in every world. I just want to go find them. It's just a matter of actually finding them. Is this going to be... Not a sheep one. Nope, it's going to be one of these fucking ones again, huh? Mother-a-fucker. Mother-a-fucker. You know, in all technicality, if I'm quick enough at this, this could end up being, like, my fastest Let's Play. Compared to... I mean, there was Metroid and Castlevania. That was, like, one video. So, I mean, I guess, maybe. Maybe Castlevania takes that as my fastest Let's Play, but honestly, like, you know, DMC 2 was, like, the first one that was pretty small. Like, 9 episodes or whatever, right? And then after that, I'd say, like, it's like Metroid 1. Most likely Castlevania 1, because I did that one before Metroid, but still. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. That's all I hear when I'm tapping those. It reminds me of when you're jumping on bouncy crates. It always makes like a noise that my brain thinks says like bouncy, bouncy. It's weird. Okay, yeah, you want to follow the Wumper fruit typically. Now, there are times, I believe, if I remember correctly, that there are Wumper fruit that do lead you astray. So, oh my fucking god, dude. I went through all that fucking trouble for nothing. I went through all that trouble for essentially nothing. Real quick, speaking of other Crash minigame, party game things, I do want to do Crash Bash. Again, it's one of those, like, I would like to do it, but we'll see. Most likely, we'll probably end up like a co-op thing anyway, and my friend says he wants to 100% it, and it's like, god damn, are you nuts? Like, I get that you want to see the secret worlds and all, but holy fuck, man. That's Crash Bash we're talking about. We have to get real good at it. But, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind possibly doing Crash Bash. Whether or not 100% or not, you know, it would be nice to 100% it, but we'll see. However, I will say that I don't have any plans on doing Crash Boom Bang. So, sorry for those that were probably looking forward to me doing Crash Boom Bang. I don't have any plans on it. It's just fucking Crash Boom Bang. I recently got a copy in my hands, and, yeah, I finally got to play it, and it's like, I don't mind the game board part of it, but for some reason the minigames are just fucking... The ones I've played so far were just kind of shit. I mean, I know people say, like, the game sucks, and I get it, but I typically don't like to try to, you know, join with the masses all that much, depending on certain things, I guess. But when it comes to, like, games, you know, I kind of like to form my own opinion first instead of just say, like, oh, well, you know, this YouTuber on the internet said this. Therefore, like, their opinion should be correct, and that's my opinion as well. Okay, we got that one nice. Good, thank God. Okay. Let's see. We're about 14 out of 14. I'll try to, like, make progress to getting toward the next little level. And then after that, I'll probably call it an episode, and we'll just, you know, continue the game in the next episode and go beat that. I forgot to mention real quick that I would like to do a small Crash marathon, and the next game in mind that I want to do is going to be Crash of the Titans for the Game Boy. So, hope you guys are prepared for that one. Is this Crunch over here? Nope, probably not. I did find the next level, though, and it's going to be Bat Attack. Oh boy. What's over here? Just out of curiosity. Probably another level from earlier, maybe? Yeah, top path or bottom path, they all lead about to the same place, typically. It's just a matter of finding different things. But anyway, I am recording this OBS, so you will be hearing me click my mouse. I apologize, but just what it is. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time for some more Crash Purple. And of course, as always, take care, everybody.